cell phone.
Well, you ain't missed anything yet.
Okay. Well, what you not doing?
No, we'll get okay sooner or later.
Okay.
And me, I've got a mic
Thank
pointed
you
at
for
me now.
calling.
Right.
I didn't want everybody to hear me exactly,
I
so
didn't get any creasy. Is that what you call it?
yeah.
We went up to see Fred Thompson. He came home with a
Pack of
big
creases.
package full
I'm gonna have some poke
Creases.
salad. I'm gonna have poke salad next week.
and I didn't get any.
Right. You got the message though, didn't you?
You didn't get any cake either.
They didn't get any what?
Any cake either.
No, I did not. You got cake too?
I got cake too.
I didn't even smell it in the car. Did you
I
have
had it
packaged-
tightened up so you couldn't smell
You
it.
had it packaged that way.
I certainly did.
Didn't even smell it in the car coming on.
I kept it tamped down.
Well, fellas, here local, I was going down the interstate, and I see there's a big sign on A&S says for sale, and I guess it's or lease probably. Anybody looking to get rich in land of the free and the opportunity right there, some opportunity.
I don't know why anybody wants to start a business.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you feel patriotic where you want?
No, I feel like I ought to get Obamacare and food bank and food stamps and earned income credit and welfare and Social Security.
You don't have enough illegitimate kids, Ron.
Well, I'll rent some.
There you go. Borrow him to go down and sign up.
Yeah,
And
we
get
done
back-
signed. We got one. We done signed him up 3 times.
Can you vote 3 times, 2 or 6?
Hey, that girl up in Ohio got 5 years in the pen for well 6 times
Did they
bragging
find-
about it on TV.
Did they finally catch up with her?
There's a Republican administration in the state of Ohio. Their Secretary of State over the elections is a Republican and a black man. And buddy, he went after her. She got on TV and bragged about it.
I heard her bragging
He
about it.
came down on her like a ton of bricks, and she got 5. She was tried and got 5 years.
Well, how about that?
What about them school teachers down there in Atlanta? Boy, they nailed them, didn't they?
They had 40-something teachers and charged them with RICO under the
Yeah.
RICO Act because they conspired to get bonuses by cheating, helping their kids cheat on these achievement tests.
Some of them got 30 years, didn't they?
11 of them, about 30 of them turned state's evidence, and they were not the central leaders of this. 11, one died, and 11 were prosecuted and tried, and they got some serious time out of it.
And the ringleader, her name, no relation, I'm sure, to our local version, but her name was Beverly Hall. She was a black lady. She died. She was a school superintendent. She died from cancer before they got her nailed good.
But they sent 11 of them off.
Well, gentlemen, I'd heard, I didn't hear anything about them, any justice being done there. I figured that Holder would step in on that.
No, that was a state offense.
State offense, okay.
See, illegal voting. Now, if you tamper with a voter record, that can be state and federal.
Okay.
There's federal laws that cover that.
Mhm.
When David G. Young was county executive, he was getting a key from the janitor who was going down. He'd go down and clean up the election office after they closed. He'd borrow the key and have his computer guru go in there and tamper with voter records. He did it 3 times. We finally caught him. We set a trap and caught him on the 3rd try. And what his motives were, we don't know.
Who was the DA at that time?
Paul Phillips, he refused to prosecute. You know what he said? He said, well, I don't understand that.
That's,
Didn't understand voting. Tampering with
Well,
voter record.
he had the authority and the ability to import someone who would have known
They wasn't gonna prosecute the county executive.
They got him for something else though, didn't they?
Yeah, it wasn't long after that.
They got him for inter-county commerce, didn't they?
Well, you
Yeah.
know what they did? They
That's
got
right.
him to go out of the county
Yeah,
to catch him because they didn't feel that they could get a jury to convict him in Campbell. And I was sorry, Mike Hatmaker, probably one of the best negotiators, plea bargainers, basically got him off scot-free except having to do some probation.
yeah, he served a little time, didn't he?
Not over that one.
Not
Oh.
on that, he didn't. He went to a halfway house, and I believe he was allowed to attend college while he was there.
Well, yeah, well, okay.
That
But
was
he
on-
couldn't stay at
no, that
home
was
for a
on
while.
First offense.
No, it was the second one, I believe.
Second one.
Yeah, on the first one, I believe that was county time or something.
It's hard to keep up with some of these people's
Yeah, you
records.
can't keep up with all of it, there's so much going on, and there's.
The good
still-
crooks are getting hard to find.
It's still going on, well, it's going on, and always will probably.
You know, there was a survey, published survey by somebody a couple of years ago that, or maybe less than that named Tennessee either first or second most corrupt political people in the United States. But I still believe, and I don't doubt that there's a lot of crooks. I mean, I know them personally. But I think that maybe we just catch more, because I know we can't hold a light to Chicago.
No, actually, weren't we ranked second in the nation and Illinois was ranked third?
Yeah, we come in behind them.
Illinois, 3 of their last 5 governors are
Yeah.
still in prison and one of them got out early.
Yeah, and we ain't got but one. We ain't had but one governor in prison lately.
Which, well, they
Right.
What it
Bland.
is
did,
except for Illinois, all the top 10 states, except for Illinois and I think New Mexico, 8 of the top 10 states were southern states because of the criteria they used to measure.
Now they might want to thought it like this: politicians are corrupt everywhere. We just catch ours more often.
Good point.
are you trying to shed light upon the intelligence?
Did you know that the
crooks?
Aflac duck was rated one of the 50 most influential people in the world?
I heard
Say
something about
what?
that.
Recently, just in the last 2 or 3 days, somebody come out, 100 most influential people in the world, and the Aflac duck come in at 50 or thereabouts.
Jesus Christ.
Aflac.
That had something to do with some of the committees he was on
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, buddy, he's a rising star.
Yeah.
He used to have a good agent. He was on Fox News every day. In fact, Lindsey Graham from South Carolina and old John McCain from Arizona.
Now, John McCain sells out the party every other day so he can get on television.
They were tripping over each other trying to get on Fox News. Karl Rove was tripping over all of them.
Fellas, I heard, what was it on the Wednesday night show? It was announced that the county may get a 33-cent tax increase, and they gave 3 or 4 different options, but they all boiled down to they're going to get 33 cents one way or the other if you get any one of the options.
Well, why don't we cut a little spending first?
Exactly.
What about, well, anyhow, it's, why, or let me ask this. What would it take for anyone to start a business here in anywhere, Campbell County or wherever?
A whole lot of money and not much sense.
Okay?
And an expert on rules and regulations of the federal and state government and local government.
Just the paperwork on a business is enough to discourage anyone from wanting to mess with it. I mean, anything, especially if it has to do with natural resources,
Yep.
or if you dig a hole in the ground, or anything you do, the paperwork is unbelievable. Even with the computers, it's still, a small business is just about gotta have a full-time person shuffling papers.
And
Fill
what
out
do these,
reports and,
and what do these people down at the county commission think? They think by raising taxes, that's gonna make this place more attractive
no,
to
what,
business?
They can pour more sand in the lake if they got more money.
Hey, China's doing that. Do you see where they're taking
Yeah.
sand from
They're
that,
building-
blowing out of that desert, and they're building islands.
Maybe,
with it.
maybe we're gonna build a landing strip out
Hey,
there to,
they
Dubai
are.
did the same thing.
I'm talking about
didn't
out at the White Bridge. We're
Oh,
gonna,
yeah, build a landing strip out there?
yeah, we're gonna build a landing
they?
strip
I think all of our sand washed
out to
away.
Money Hole Park.
You know,
Their sand washed away, didn't it?
with,
Well, a whole lot of it, the lake's full. TVA would have got me if I'd have done that.
oh yeah, you'd have been,
By the way, I gotta tell people, before we go much further, poor old Digger down there in Sawmill Holler, I'd say he's finished for the day now, but generally speaking, he's there till about 12 o'clock on Saturdays, and the rest of the days to 5 o'clock, except Monday. He takes off Sunday and Monday. But he sells propane, and you need to go get stocked up and get your equipment up to snuff and get all the stuff you need to run your campsite off of propane. Digger can help you with all the plumbing materials for that. He's got the best deal on propane you'll find in this area, and he's a good man, and he appreciates your business, and we appreciate knowing him. Down there in the middle of the road in Sawmill Holler, 562-5444, or as Digger would say, 562-5444. And as me and Bob would say, he's in the middle of the road. It's 5444.
you can't miss him.
Yeah, and I just guess I ought to just go ahead and mention, by the way, that Randy down there has got a special on lawnmower batteries, and he had a special on motor oil the other day, and I was down there. That's at NAPA Auto Parts. If we can get Jerry to tell us what NAPA stands for, we'll be in business. He's right down there. They're down there across the road from IGA, or if it's NAPA, it must be IGA. They're down there at 562-2529, and don't call the county mayor. He's got parts too, I guess, but the kind you're looking for your automobile and your lawnmower is down there at NAPA Auto Parts, 562-2529. What else, fellers? We'll throw in there something about riding to the hospital later.
Bob, learn me what NAPA stands for.
Did you get learnt?
I got learned. National Auto Parts Association, right across from the International Grocery Association.
Now fellas, as much intelligence as whatever we got in this area, why don't we have somebody have a get-together and discuss starting a business? Now, I ain't talking about bringing a business in. I'm talking about the local people that,
Our politicians ought to be encouraging and promoting and helping people expand local businesses and start new businesses rather than out there trying to lure Volkswagen in here, and they got more sense to come here. But if you grow from here, I mean, Walmart started with one store, and they done pretty good. You know, Hewlett Packard is a pretty well-known company. It started in a garage, two guys. Microsoft, one guy really started that, and he's done pretty good. And then you've got that there Apple, that there fruit company that Forrest Gump invested in. They've done all right. There's two of them started in the garage too. You can grow these little businesses if you'll encourage them instead of throwing so many roadblocks in front of them.
All these people run on a platform of, I'm for business, and I will bring in business. Well, you know,
wait a minute, bring in, not create or start.
recruit.
They're
I like
encouraged.
to use the word recruit.
Right, bring in, right, okay. In other words,
Well, Bob and Ron,
It's about time.
Our bell don't
the
ring.
bell don't ring, we just gotta catch that light flashing.
Oh, okay. But the economy of Clemson, it done already did.
It collapsed back a while back, whenever we started that, giving it a transfusion, they called a stimulus, I believe. We started pumping it up.
And all the air went out of it.
Yeah, and I got a feeling sometime here in the near future, we're gonna have to start pumping some more of that into it, because we're not coming out of it
Got a serious leak.
with,
Yep. You better start, instead of, worrying about a lot of that stuff, you better start worrying about these mason fruit jars and ball fruit jars to get rid of it. Go out here in another week or two or three and see what the walnuts is doing. Get you some walnuts up in your yard, or give you some, or bring them to your yard, and sit out there and count them squirrels.
Yeah.
You're just talking about a beaver. I know an old crusty trapper one time said that beavers is good to eat because they don't eat no junk.
well, I don't doubt it. It's just like, there's a whole lot of stuff out there that's, cooks up pretty good.
And a big groundhog is a mighty fine dinner baked in an old-fashioned oven.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, you know something? It's hard to beat just a plain old cooked tater, and they grow pretty good here.
yeah, good cooked tater. It works mighty fine.
If you got a little possum meat or something, throw in there. That's just good seasoning.
I'll let the
A little groundhog grease.
Yep.
I heard a man on the trade post yesterday trying to sell some pigs. So we might need to be looking into that. And then you need to come by here and get you some of them good cheap containers I've got, $35 for a 20-pound cylinder, it's full of gas, 20 pounds of gas in it.
You're still doing them there campground hookups, ain't you, where you run all your equipment on one line?
I can do that. I do that. Had one the first of the week I had one. And
Now, we had an argument here a little earlier amongst ourselves on what your phone number is. I said it was 5444, but you said it was something else, didn't you? Like 5444?
5444.
Yeah.
you're 562-5444.
Oh yeah, 5444.
And I've got all kinds of them. I've been accumulating them, gathering them, and straightening them around. And I've got all kinds of 20-pound cylinders for sale. Had a few hundred, but they went away.